Well, Kai, lovely to see you. Paralympics number 3. I mean, that must sound good, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Number three. London, Rio, and now Tokyo in a few weeks. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Adding the numbers up.
Yeah, I mean, before we talk about Tokyo and preparations, because I know you're in amazing form, what are your memories of London 2012, not only making your debut, but also a home games as well?
Oh God, I'll never forget it really. Like I remember the build up towards it before there was any selections and before selections and obviously before anyone was really getting any of the qualifying standards in, and I was like, oh, I'd love to go there. Like in my head, like thinking like, oh, I don't think I'm quite there yet to maybe get there. And then next thing you know, I'm like doing qualifying standards, and then I'm like, I could go, and I'm like, oh my God. And then next thing I know, I'm getting a phone call off Paula, British Athletics head coach, like, hi, big congratulations. Very pleased to tell you that you'll be going to London 2012. And I'm just like, what? What? You talking to me right now?
I'm loving this, by the way. I'm loving the
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
What a moment, right? What a proud
Oh,
moment, and a home games. And it really did put Paralympics on the map, London 2012, didn't it? The legacy that it's created.
It put it out there. It showed, because before then it wasn't really known, and it was in the background, like the complete background compared to the Olympics and all. So from London 2012, it literally brought it out there, and people are like, right, okay, there's some big para athletes out there. This thing's as big as the Olympics. So they're all, it's brought it out. It's maybe people thinking like, oh, I'm gonna watch this, but I'm gonna watch the Olympics, and then I'm gonna watch the Paralympics.
Yeah. No, it was absolutely amazing, and it's just gone from strength to strength. Before we talk about preparations and whatnot, sport to you has always been really, really important, because it's not just athletics that you've excelled at over the years. So give us a bit of a sporting resume, please.
God, what? Like when I did a bit of weightlifting,
A bit of weightlifting. You did quite a lot, actually.
Oh yeah, I went to Tommy's 2010.
Exactly.
On my 18th as well.
Ever the understated person saying, I did a bit of weightlifting? I think you did quite a lot on the international stage.
Only a little bit. Was it compared to athletics? It's a little bit.
So when did you make that decision, thinking, okay, I'm actually going to go and focus on the athletics route?
It's probably, well, it was just before my first majors in 2011 in New Zealand, World Champs. It was just before then. Like I liked athletics more. I had more support from athletics in the run, and I could see myself going further from obviously having experience in the Commonwealth Games doing weightlifting, powerlifting, sorry. Yeah, I liked that better that lifestyle, the athletics lifestyle compared to the powerlifting lifestyle.
And you just kind of gone from strength to strength, and you've already achieved so much, but now the focus is very much on Tokyo. And firstly, I want to talk to you about the last 18 months and how the training has gone, because with COVID, everyone's faced the challenges, but you've had to kind of be even more motivated, and self-motivation, isn't it, to kind of keep on. How did you cope when Tokyo was postponed?
It was probably like a quiet blessing in aspect, if you think about it. Like obviously everyone was like, oh, okay, it's postponed, but then at the same time, everyone's probably been set back from COVID, as hard, couldn't have trained as hard, or they've missed a lot of sessions with obviously a lot of venues being closed, and everyone waiting for rules to come out and accept and all that sort of stuff. So it was kind of a godsend, as I said, but it was gutting at the same time, because everyone was looking forward to it, and it was like, oh my God, Tokyo, Japan, let's go, right? So, but yeah, it's now here, 2021, which is even better because everyone's been able to train better. Or facilities have been open for us again. We've had all our bubbles and all the right precautions so we can train safely and not have to worry about corona as much.
Yeah. And in terms of preparations, we have to mention the World Para-European Athletics Championships in Bydgoszcz in Poland, which seems like an age ago now, but it was only in June. And you claimed silver, which was a brilliant result. And I guess really good prep from your perspective to just experience a competition again, because it's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Oh, 100%. It was my first majors in so long. Like I'd had a couple of little competitions back home and in Cardiff, and a couple up in like Bedford and near Loughborough and stuff. But my actual first international since 2019, before last year. Obviously where everything got shut down. But yeah, that was a really good prep. I did really well for the training I was in as well. I didn't really taper for it, so like everything was still quite heavy in the gym, and throws were quite big sessions still. I had to go out there and come second, and most respect for Nico, but he's like one of the top dogs in there, and I come up above him. So I was, me and coach were very happy.
It's a good psychological thing, isn't it, going then to the games, and I guess by everyone's admission of our kind of Welsh athletes who went to Bydgoszcz in Poland, it's a bit of a rustiness, wasn't it? Because as you say, lack of competition, but also just experiencing that environment of being in that kind of stadium and experiencing it. So I guess it came at a really good time in the lead up to going to Tokyo, right? Especially with your outcome and your result, which was fantastic, and a real kind of psychological plus, isn't it? Going into Tokyo, knowing that I'm throwing really well.
Oh yeah, definitely. And even with like obviously COVID rules and stuff, so that was a whole different different atmosphere compared to like what it would be back before 2019. Like the whole putting your own medal on yourself, obviously after a competition, and obviously when you're in competition, they sterilize implements as well between each stroke. So every implement, especially with shot put, they're a bit wet, or where they've sterilized them between each throw and stuff. So you just gotta it was a good practice in that aspect as well, where you gotta make sure you're that little bit ready between each throw for obviously the shot won't have chalk on it, or whichever implement you're throwing at the time.
Kai, I've filmed you in the last couple of months because of course you were shortlisted for Disability Sport Wales Athlete of the Year. I was really, really impressed. And I'm just intrigued to know, really, do you feel that you're in the form of your life going into Tokyo?
Definitely. I'm a lot different athlete, definitely a lot different person in myself. Especially becoming a dad last year, early last year, has like changed me loads. I look on not just life but my career a whole different aspect of it, and a whole different angle compared to when I did back 4 years ago, when I was always professional, but it's like that them dad shoulders have like proper like leveled me out and made me look and think of stuff like a whole different way, and with COVID and all that it just makes you think and makes you realize more.
Well, you've got responsibilities now, maybe in a lovely kind of way you've matured a bit, but it seems like with your throwing, it's all come together. You just look like you're on fire at the moment. And I guess as well, you are a doting daddy, and maybe you're doing it for your gorgeous little girl as well, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. And obviously I got a new coach, moved coaches and stuff, and changed a lot of things in that aspect off my own accord. I made all these decisions to, I spoke to my old coaches. I asked what I couldn't get out of them. And then I was like, okay. And then I spoke to obviously my new coach, and I was like, what can you give me? Can you give me this, and this? And what do you reckon would work good for me if we did work together? And then eventually I moved coaches with good respect from either side.
Brilliant. And what impact do you think the new coach has made on you? Is it like put the little desiccated coconut on your performance, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. Like he's a lot more he's got a lot of knowledge with both sides of like the whole technical side and the gym side, and then he's very on it with our supporting staff in the Sport Wales and then again with GB. So it's he's definitely on it compared to another level.
So how are we feeling at the moment? Are we like a caged tiger ready to rock and roll? Because now the countdown has well and truly begun for you to head out to Japan, all being well. So, you know, is it just a case of conditioning, keeping yourself safe, keeping yourself fit, and just getting ready to get on that flight now?
Literally, yeah, that's it. Just staying healthy, staying away from as much public stuff as you can, keeping your distance and all that, just to make sure that, you know, there's no one risk that won't get you on that plane or anything like that.
And when you reflect on your career, sometimes, you know, you get caught, anyone gets caught up in the moment. But when you just stop for a moment, how proud are you? Because you've already achieved so much, and here you are going to yet another Paralympics. You know, it's quite a remarkable achievement already that you've already put your name out there. So do you ever kind of think about that, or you're just like full steam ahead, wanting to keep on getting the silverware and seeing what you can achieve in Tokyo now?
Yeah, to be fair, I like get on with it and do what I do. I enjoy what I do day to day, and yeah, it's just full steam getting it done and getting my silverware and enjoying the moment at the same time.